Mark in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special Tuesday night edition of the Brick Something News. We're off schedule for a reason, because I will be away at an important event. No, MOTUNIVERSE, which is an important event, but I'm sure, it's not earth-shattering proportions. So I'll be gone doing that and won't be able to do the live stream Sunday. And so thought I'd do this, and we'll see. I might do another one tomorrow just because. And I'm joined today by my friend E. McNeal, who's been on the show before. What's up, E?
Oh, what's up, Brick?
You will also, at least you were contemplating maybe going to a show this weekend as well. I don't know where you landed. You want to tell the folks what you're thinking about?
Yeah, so, MomoCon is in Atlanta this, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There may even be, some stuff happening on Thursday. But I was thinking of going to check out maybe Saturday. I still haven't quite decided whether I'm going to do it or not. But the reason that I'm even really interested is that this is going to be the first U.S. Wonderfest.
Wonderfest, yeah.
So they're going to be all of everybody's sort of favorite Chinese and Japanese figure makers and model makers and other stuff are going to be there, kind of showcasing. So I would definitely love to get there and at least experience that. I haven't done any kind of con in a very long time, and having this sort of inaugural kind of show kind of close by. Atlanta's a couple of hours from me, so I'm still working out with my wife whether or not that's something we're going to do. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's some working out. I saw your message, so I know there's some negotiating happening.
There's some complications.
But honey, I'm celebrating. Don't you love me? No.
Exactly. But,
no, but that's huge. Because you and I both really love and appreciate the One Fest or the Wonder Festivals that take place in China and Japan and different spots. Do they do it in Singapore too? I
think so. I feel like that's the case, and and I know in Japan there's maybe even 2 a year, one part of the year, one one in spring, one in fall.
So folks who follow this show, there are occasions when oh my God, there's this new bunch of news and Brick showing all this stuff from China and Japan. It's usually because there's a Wonder Festival that just dropped and there's all this new stuff. Right. And as you pointed out, you get a lot of the artists from China and Japan for a couple of reasons. So one, all the toy makers show up there and want to share their stuff. But then also the nice thing about One Fest is depending on the show, but they'll have sort of a small exhibitor or kind of artist kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then there's this, my understanding is that you can just kind of do small runs and produce stuff, even if you don't necessarily own the IP. Right.
Yeah. So there are these limited one-day licenses that people can, use to make, otherwise licensed, character goods and stuff.
Yeah.
So you get, Godzilla models and characters.
Ultraman,
Ultraman and Tokusatsu stuff and
but all sorts of other ways. Yeah. It's like Amnesty. But I didn't realize. So when you said the license, I don't know. Do you happen to know? Do they have to pay a small portion, probably, or something?
I think that there may be some sort of like registration that they have to do, but I think
Sure.
that there's no cost for them, because they're like,
Sure.
under a under like a certain ceiling in terms of like the numbers that they would
Yeah.
produce and that sort of stuff. So
I love those things, and man, if you can go, that would be amazing.
yeah.
Send pics and all of that. So, because I saw that too, and I was like, man, I wish I could go. It's Memorial Day weekend. I
Right.
am gonna be at MOTUNIVERSE, so I mean, I couldn't fly out to Georgia either. So are you? So you said a couple hours away, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're almost exactly like 2 hours west. You know,
honey,
it's,
it's the first ever. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, no, I get it. I totally get it. I get it. But it would be great if you went, man. And so I'd be happy for you. But so like later the show, let's take a look at both stuff happening there, and then a little bit at MOTUNIVERSE. Although I know the folks have been, inundated with it, especially after Sunday. Sunday was like MOTU, 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 MOTU with me and Comic Fan Man.
but it was cool.
But yeah, thanks. And it was that dude's rad. That's my first time sitting down with him, and that was awesome. Just like I sat down with you last time, and it was awesome. And wish I could sit down with everybody, like awesome people all the time.
Yeah.
So let's actually go ahead. Well, let's say first hi to the folks. So sorry. Yeah, I know inevitably they're like, why are they ignoring me? No, Ryan, it is not pre-recorded, or did I just blow your mind? No. What's up, Mr. Ryan Clark? It is not. Sorry about that. Yes, it's not. It's the Tuesday. People are like, what? Brick? Like, so obviously Brick and McNeal are like such a draw, but also there's, Toy Migos happening right now that usually me and this guy are on chatting, talking about what they're talking about with them.
Exactly.
Who else? Tuesday, toying around, Unparalleled Universe. Usually the Blurred Alert crew does, but I think they cancel. So like there's usually folks. So it's a small crowd today, but thank you for hanging out with us. I'm sure people will jump in. Let's see. Twizzler 19 just jumped in. Good to see you, Twizzler. Freaks Figures is here. What's going on, man? I still can't wait. He mentioned that he's got a custom figure done by Jason Demon. So I need to see that happening. And then Larry's Geeky World is here. What's up, man? Happy Tuesday of all weird days to be talking the news. All right. Let's go ahead and pick up the last time. Oh, see, now everyone's jumping in, and that's awesome. Good to see you guys. Yes, it's not Sunday. I'm messing with your schedules because I'll be at MOTUNIVERSE, but hey, it's a little Sunday on a Tuesday. Man, I wish I didn't have to work today like a Sunday. And Video Power Gaming is here. What's up, man? Good to see you. Okay. Last time you and I talked, you introduced me to a whole new art form, right? And you know what I'm talking about. Jisai Okimono. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering that.
Nope.
And let me actually go ahead and do. Wait, how do I do this again? See, it's like you think you know because you do it every Sunday, but as I tell my students, I'm old. Be patient. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, so this right. So this is an article about the actual art form. I'm forgetting. Do you? It was because you shared some stuff with me, but there was no immediate toy connection. You were just like, check this out.
Yeah, I mean, well, and the way that the through line for me is like, I've always loved these things.
Yep.
From the Nolan from the first time I've ever seen them, because they are incredibly toyetic, like articulated sculptures,
Yep.
and they are sometimes miniaturized, sometimes small, but also sometimes like life size or
size 1-to-1. Yeah.
or over life size kind of models of sea creatures and insects and other animals and things. And it makes me think of like what goes on with in Japan with like gachapon and all sorts of the little, little miniatures of various kinds, and particularly
Yep.
like the naturalistic, sort of models of animals and stuff. And it made me, catching a live stream where you were talking about like some of the things that you picked up, in Japan,
Oh
some of
yeah.
those small, like,
The
insect
bugs and
models and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and and to me, that's just kind of like, that's just right in line with this historical practice of, of metalsmiths, who would, you know, turned away from like the weaponsmithing and needed something to do, and they turned to making, you know, decorative objects like this.
Yeah, and that's funny because so for quick context, remind the folks what you do to bring home the funds to buy toys.
So I am a museum registrar, and technically an associate registrar. I'm one of three people who kind of, our job is to make sure that the collection at the museum is insured and taken
Right.
care of, and that we have good title to it and things like that. We manage the logistics anytime work travels from the museum to be lent to another museum, or if works need to be sent to conservators, or we need to
Mm-hmm.
have conservators come in to look at things. We handle all of that. Our office also maintains all of the the paper records for every object in the collection. Lives with us, and we maintain those files and make new ones.
So when I open the when a bunch of us open the Museum of Toy Culture someday, we'll definitely be picking your brain about how to handle this stuff.
If
So
you
you've
need
got this art history background and all of this experience with museum stuff. So this, and I totally hear you, and I love that because before this, folks, we started late because we were talking. What's up, Seth? We were nerd talking about museums, and I was super intrigued about his job and asking about stuff. But what were we talking about? That is like you're handling like Monets and Matisse, like these really expensive, priceless works of art, and probably things like this, like you said. So to be clear, this stuff is from the Edo period. You gave the quick rundown of like the folks who used to forge armor, but like that is sort of a dying art because the shogunate that's just not as much of a thing anymore. You're not making armor for people. So
right.
they turned their craft to this in Japan, which if you take a look at these, I was holding them up when Terrence was in here making his comments. He was pointing out like the bugs, but it's funny because there's the direct. Oops, I keep dropping things today. A direct, and yesterday and Sunday, a direct through line, right? To Bandai making articulated bugs and action figures and things that transform into robots. So I
Yeah,
see that and can't wait to see the exhibit that you put together where you mix those two things at your museum.
I would I would love to, and
Yeah.
there's a real and I also think that there's a real moment where pop culture and you know and museums are kind of melding in
Yes.
really interesting ways, and
Yep.
from big exhibitions of of manga, and like you know uh, you know anime artists and that sort of stuff kind of getting their due in museum circles, to like I think it was sometime earlier this year, there was a huge auction at Christie's with
Oh.
like um like uh like ephemera from like manga and anime, and
Uh-huh.
and
That's
certain,
wild.
yeah, I mean, it was kind of crazy, not something that I expected to see. And there have been like there have always been artists who were like who had a foot in both of those worlds. I mean, like Takashi Murakami, who's controversial in like lots of different ways, but he was absolutely playing with like the the tropes of anime and manga in his like the visual language that he employed in his works or employs in his works, and and also marrying that with very traditional Japanese painting and those particular techniques, but also making life-size fiberglass statues of anime boys and girls and stuff. So
that's dope, man. And I love you're bringing up Takashi Murakami. And I laughed when you said he's controversial, but like that was the stuff when I was in art school in the 90s. Like I was just excited by, and so to think that like 20 some years later, like where's the culture been? And now anime and manga really is like a huge chunk of pop culture for a lot of young people in the United States of America. And to think that here you are and other museum folk and like you said, Christie's are kind of like dipping their toes in this and trying to be a part of it, but while also like honoring that this is what interests people and trying to make connections to art and culture that you see at a fine art and culture with pop art and culture. And so love it, man. So I love when you brought this up because again, to remind folks, this is all metal. So I was holding up the bugs, but like, yeah, this is like wild priceless stuff from the Edo period in Japan. Whereas I got those in Gashapon for the equivalent of about $8, American, or some of them smaller, $4 by Bandai. So like that stuff is dope and it continues. And part of the reason I brought it up is because what I realized after, right, was that Kyoto, right, Revoltech, Kyoto, they actually had a line that they sort of called Jisai Okimono. And I didn't realize this either. And I remember things popping up and I was like, oh, that 2 years ago when I went in the summer to Japan, there was what do you call this? Nausicaa Kyoto figures. And I saw it then and it didn't connect because until I spoke with you about Jisai Okamono, but it was under that sort of banner.
That umbrella. Wow.
And then here they clearly have, this is actually based on an actual, piece from back then. That's a kind of a replica. I'm forgetting the name of the sculptor that they worked with to do this line, but he kind of like did a little bit of tweaking here and there in terms of his artistic style on the old designs. I saw this and I want to say it was maybe 2 weeks before the West Coast Mythic meetup. Because Nolan collects, so I tried to find his post about the colored version of this. So what Kyoto did is they did this traditional brass and metal look, but then they also released painted alt versions.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so I saw Nolan post it and I was like, that is dope. What is that? I traced it and found it out. And I was like, that thing belongs to museums. No, that's not what I said. And then I sourced it.
Wow.
And I got it. So you probably, I don't know if I ever showed it on the news, but I may have showed it on the Clubhouse. I don't know if you'd seen it, but this thing is fantastic. It's a little on the smaller side. So it's like a baby dragon next to my like Legion's figures. But look at that.
That is incredible, man. That is
and incredible. So, it's a gorgeous thing. And every single one of these sections is articulated with a Revoltech joint underneath when a top. So like you can truly like get S curves and spirals and stuff with this thing. It'll pop apart like a Kyoto, like a Revoltech too. So so
yep, early Revoltech. Yep.
But not break. And so my brother just happened to be there in Japan doing work. And so I was like, hey dude, I just saw this thing. I found it. I was like, check out this mandarake. Would you be willing to go? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll pick it up for you. And then I was like, no, you know what? Even better. And I found it on Amazon Japan. Had it shipped to his hotel, and he brought it home to me when we went to the thing. So This thing is fantastic. So Larry's saying, wow, I've never seen that dragon before. Neither did I until Nolan Collects. Shout out to Nolan. Shared a post it, and I couldn't find his original post to share here. While I'm at it, let me say hello to, hey, what's up, comic fan, man? It was awesome hanging out with you this Sunday. What's up, Toys and Tits? Thank you for giving me the excuse to say that on the stream. Terrence's next toy talking about the bugs and stuff. And but then you were talking about your job. He says, so Catwoman ambushes the transfer of an Onyx feline. You're the guy that produces the insurance forms. They never give you enough panel time in the comics. So that totally happens off screen, off page.
Absolutely. It's me on the phone with the people who insured it and the people that own it, being very, very careful.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Imagine Catwoman. Wolf Low, what's up, man? I'll see this guy hopefully this weekend at MOTUNIVERSE, and we can look at this stuff because I know he's wanted to see the Rise of the Fifth Sun prototypes. They will be there, friend. See, look, I didn't drop it this time. Sorry, Iz. And Scotty Quippin, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Quip?
Hope you're getting some rest. I know the Blurred Alert crew took a pause today, or was it yesterday? Either way, they didn't have a show. These Toys and Tits is saying these are really cool. The Praying Mantis is awesome, dude. I've got a bunch of them. They're by Bandai, and they release them as Gashapon toys, capsule toys there, and then you can buy them on BBTS for way more expensive or eBay. But yeah. There were one of the main things that I went after when I was there, and I go to check it out if I ever find myself there again. I think we're going back next year. Cool. Thank you to my wife, who's got great ideas. Anyway, so I saw this thing, and so you didn't know about this line?
No, I have never seen those. I've picked up some early Revoltech figures and stuff, but
yep
never saw this line. I know
it's older. I want to say 2015 at least this dragon was, and so it is older. So I didn't pay this. Luckily, thank you to my brother who is in Japan, and so that's kind of nice. And this is used for $95. Wait, is it used? Yeah, condition used. So anyway, somewhere out there, someone is trying to sell that or whatever. But check this out, because I know you'll recognize some of this stuff, because then some of it's based on other items. So, mind you, this is Amazon US, and that's what you can get it for the 90-day low price of $219. And they're small, right? I contemplated this one, and it was again much cheaper than this, but I was like, it's a little bit on the smaller side, but it's absolutely beautiful. And you can kind of see it really looking like a museum piece, right? Like there it is, 6.7 inches. So height wise, it might be good, but the head is a little bit on the smaller side. Could be a baby. What is it called?
Is it I was trying to think of the guy's name. Takayuki Takeya?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I believe that is the sculptor.
That makes
that
sense.
Tracks.
Yeah, I love his work. He was he's like an amazing figure sculptor. Did tons of like garage kits and like red kits. Yes, yeah.
Yep.
He's an amazing draftsman as well as a sculptor. So I've got somewhere around here, and I want to say it was probably like late 2000s. He did an illustrated version of Journey to the West.
Okay.
Which is really, really kind of cool.
I need to see that. I need to see that. So awesome. Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, he did this. He does a lot of the Nausicaa stuff. Just in his style. But yeah, he's a dope sculptor, and they worked with him to produce this line. Let me show you some other ones real quick.
Oh, even cooler.
So there's this, a samurai skeleton. I don't know if this is like a thing that exists or what, because there is a sort of brass version of it too.
Yeah, I've certainly seen like skeletons
Yeah.
and like skulls and other things like that. Oh, that
I'm forget Jinja Daisho. I don't know who that is, but I remember there's like the, what do you call the Fujin and the
Fujin and Raijin.
Fujin and Raijin. Like at first I thought that was it, but it's not. This is some other sort of god or force, but they're, they got the Kyoto articulation and they can move, they're a little bit on the older side, but they're still like, man, this is like, if I could get this in next to hang out with my Prince Lord Rama or whatever, or the Rise of the Fifth Sun guys. Someday we'll get there, but this stuff is sick. Look at that, and I'll sculpt on the. Oh, you know what? I think I realized this is a statue at one of the temples that we visited in Tokyo. Now that I think
you
about
can
it.
sometimes there are these they're like they're called fudo
Mhm.
they're these like these fierce like protective deities, and there's usually
Yep.
one on either side of like a gate or a
Yep.
doorway, and they're kind of protecting,
Mhm.
and they're usually in like these sort of opposite poses, again to kind of protect the space from evil,
Yes.
representing like the the overcoming of like evil forces and
Yep.
that, and they're fierce and they're muscular and they're often painted. One is often red, the other one might be blue.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
they are.
And that's, I feel like I was like, wait, I think this is in one of those, exactly like you described, one on each side, red one, blue one.
Mhm.
And I'm totally digressing, and I'll get it back on track. But are you watching this, or have you heard of this? Daemons of the Shadow Realm?
I have heard of it, and I've certainly like I know like Chamba and
Yeah.
Cheney have both recommended it, but I
I'm
have not.
loving it.
I haven't picked it up yet. Have you
Okay. I
checked
have.
into that?
Yes, me and the kid are watching it. And so these two right here are daemons that, well, I'll leave it vague, but they're exactly what you described.
Okay.
In their sort of form, they protect left and right kind of a thing.
Mm.
Anyway, sorry, I digress. But this stuff is dope. I just, yeah. So I like you, did not know about it, but the second I saw it, I was like, oh my god, this is like exactly what he introduced me to last time. And there are toys of it, of course there are, because Japan is freaking
It,
ridiculously brilliant. So
well, and again, that really makes the bridge, of the through line, right? Like,
yep,
they were, essentially like, the historical objects were playthings for people who could afford them, and for wealthy folks. And
right.
they were the desk toys of their day, or they were coming down a shelf kind of thing. They're looking awesome as a you know as a visual treat, that conversation piece, that sort of thing.
That's crazy. So we are basically, yeah, like that, as toy collectors, we are, we
Yeah.
are like lords of old who are with our little treasures. But now it's, again, going back to the earlier conversation,
Yeah.
fine art to pop art and culture, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
You
Yeah,
know,
dude, there's an art thesis in there somewhere. Come on, that's got to be an art show.
I would love to. It's really interesting how like many, kind of facile on his face, but like how many contemporary artists like use toys and playthings in their practice.
Yeah.
Whether as subject,
Yeah.
like photographers taking, images of of dolls and
Yep.
little green army men and that sort of thing, to found object sculptors who are incorporating uh, toys and that sort of stuff into sculptural works. And
Yep.
I or people who are making things that are, or crafting things that are reminiscent of puppets and that those kinds of things. It's all
It's all part of the culture, the conversation. We process it and we bring it back out, right?
Yeah.
Like we digest it and
synthesize.
well, that's not a good metaphor, but yes.
Make new things. Yeah. Feel like old things sometimes,
All right, moving on. So thank you for introducing me to that. And I thought it was really cool. There's a toy connection. I got myself a dope dragon. You shared this and it just continues this conversation. What in the heck are we looking at here, E?
So this is, it's just this random thing that I ran across. It's probably been 2 or 3 months ago now, but there was a workshop in Japan that made the sort of limited run of Tachikomas, Fuchikomas from Ghost in the Shell out of porcelain, and decorated them, glazed and decorated them in this this very traditional way. So this is a essentially like a model of a tachikoma, but made in porcelain, and they don't, not articulated, but very cool nonetheless. I love this kind of the sort of mashing up, like in a very, very real way of like pop culture with fine art and craft, and and I think it was probably done kind of as one of these collaborations in the run up to there's a new Ghost in the Shell anime on the way, and and I think there were also like several like exhibitions of Masamune Shiro's work, either specifically Ghost in the Shell, or related to like his other works and stuff. And so this I was just like I was just really fascinated by, first of all, but also like this is a cool melding of two things that I find particularly interesting, which is pretty awesome. And there's a great video of of the workshop and like the production of them. It's awesome to check out. It kind of gives you a little bit of detail, and it shows how much work goes into making something like this.
I'll definitely drop this link in the document after, because link to all this stuff. And here's the point where I remind folks, and if you want to see any of this stuff, which you should go check this stuff out, like it, tell the algorithm this is the stuff that people should be looking at, but also, just to follow folks and message them. But follow that QR code down there, or the link that's running along the bottom. But it says here, like, I didn't realize there was a YouTube video, so I will find that and link it here. But check it all out. Check the firing of the porcelain, well, even before then, the sculpting and etc. But then the painting and it's not called the glazing, right? Glazing?
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, what's up, Sean Daly? Holy crikey, that's amazing. Natsukashi, nostalgic. Thank you for the translation. That's awesome. Good to see you, man. He says, he says, totally get it. I grew up in Okinawa and Ghost in the Shell popped. Oh man, his anime cherry. Love it. Oh, you know what? And I realized we're looking at this video and he's been talking about it. But for any of my sad friends out there who have not been introduced to what the heck we're talking about. So Ghost in the Shell, dope anime that during the 90s was part of that series of I think it was by Manga, the production company that brought, you know, sort of localized versions here to the States and got popular. Like there's Ninja Scroll, like really early on, and some of those like those 90s properties, and I'm totally blanking as we go through it. But then this film, the Ghost in the Shell movie based on the manga, came out, and I think it got even like a Sony release or something, if I remember. So it was like in theaters. So
yeah,
it was pretty up there.
I actually saw it in an actual movie theater.
Same.
And you know, which was really incredible at the time because, you know, anime had been really underground, you know, since the underground and grassroots
here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And to see that, you know, to see something that, you know, we were familiar with, you know, kind of hit and splash on that level was pretty amazing. And, you know, this was not long after, you know, Akira made, you know,
yes,
you know, this, you know, the classic kind of amazing splash, you know, people, you know, just being incredibly,
maybe almost like a decade later, if I remember. Yeah,
like floored by how, you know, how amazing like this hand-drawn animation was, right?
Yeah, totally. No, and so it's basically a tank. It's a rolling tank that has an AI like mind or whatever, but they're like little kids in this series, and they're amazing, but you know, filled little kids with bodies packed with firepower.
Right.
But to then put it into this like precious art form, I think is really cool. The artist and sort of art historian in me would go, oh, what an interesting juxtaposition of materials and content. But it's pretty badass. Like at the end of the day, to distill it, it's badass. And look at all of this work and this crafts in,
you know, and I really like the fact that they didn't, that the decoration scheme was not, oh, let's make it look like it does
right
in the source material.
Yeah, let's
like,
embrace.
Let's sort of embrace this very, you know, very decorative, very, you know, traditional, like, you know, flowers and floral forms and leaves and gold leaf and like the stylized waves and like it also reminds me of like the ways, like, you know, the Japanese sword furniture and stuff. One of the first things that I ever did as a you know, as a grad student was to, you know, pull together an exhibition of Japanese sword furniture, which like the little bits and pieces that you know, like fasten the blade to the hilt and like and so you have Tsuba, the sword guards, and that sort of stuff, and they were often made in these in sort of these themed sets, and you know, so you could have, you know, like tigers or floral patterns or, you know, insects or like, you know, images of the moon, you know, hawks and that kind of thing. But there were a lot of them that had like, you know, things that you wouldn't necessarily think of these hyper masculine warrior guys being all that terribly interested in, and you know, and seeing that feels like a connection here too. Like, again, juxtaposition, not to use like a $5 word, but you know, these, you know, little dangerous, you know, fictionally dangerous machines, but you know, covered with, you know, flowers and leaves, and
which again, to tie into the theories, it's really dangerous machines, but with essentially the soul of a child, right?
Right.
Oh God. Okay. We could get real nerdy, but Toys and Tits is saying a work of art. Really, I want this in my living room, dude. Totally. And that, again, I say this all the time, like even these toys that we have, they're works of art. They really are, especially when, like, if I took, you know, any one of these things to the Edo period, those sculptors and artists would be like, what is that? It moves and like, whoa, you know, and so we are just what's the word? Like, we're desensitized because there's so much of it, and it's like, oh, it's just a toy. Those poor sad souls who look at our cool art and go, it's just a toy.
Yeah, I mean,
losers.
I mean, for me, that's part of it. I mean, it's one of the things that makes me interested in the work that I do. It's like it's being surrounded by all of these products of human creativity, like over you know, a millennia's worth of people, you know, coming up with something in their mind's eye and making that thing real. And
let's see if I can not drop this again. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
but I was just going to say, on that note, 100 years from now, are people going to be going around, oh, this was the Jason Demon sculpted prototype, and you know, in North America, humans were so excited by that. In some museum somewhere, right? In some book.
I love it. I love that as an idea, man.
All right, let's see.
Super cool too. I mean,
yes,
figures are great.
Let's talk about super cool. There's an artist you wanted to talk about, Sarah Blue. It's funny. This came up on my feed, and I had one of her images flagged. Was there something in here in particular that caught your attention?
Well, it was that middle image was what popped up for me, and I was just like, why? I need figures.
Yeah.
I was just like, I need, you know, I need all of those characters, like in 3 different forms.
Dude, I am with you. Look at this. Look at the armor. Look at the gorgeous skin tone that bleeds from like an orange to like a lighter color on the belly. All this. Imagine that in actual action figure form, or that armor of like gold discs put together by leather straps or whatever. Like, that would be dope as a piece on a leg.
I know. Oh, just super cool.
Dude, you totally I'm with you. Like, all of these are my jam for sure. Give me a giant cat. You know?
Yeah, totally. Or a very small human.
Yeah, or a very small human. Dude, just give me the plastic armor set to put on an actual cat.
Right. I mean, I like the sort of mix of like what feels like old and ancient, but also like new, and I like that kind of cyberpunk edge that some of this stuff has, which is like one of my favorite genres of thing, but like all these great textures at the same time. It feels sort of steampunky in some passages.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, cool.
No, her stuff is fantastic. And I'm 100% with you in terms of just like wanting toys either of these or like these. Like, I collect all sorts of fun sci-fi, fantasy, or whatever. So this kind of blending and stuff is totally up my alley. Look at that, like her sort of armor being of, like, clearly it's like armor, piece of metal, but done with chain link. But also like the shapes are very robot pieces kind of thing. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the next enterprising action figure designer to come up with something. This one is dope. To come up with something like this. Dude, I would love a figure with that hair. Look at that.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally.
Good pull. And yeah, there's all sorts of stuff here. And again, Sarah Blue, this is an example where, like, again, go follow the links, go follow Sarah, and just tell her how dope her work is, because it's amazing. Oh, she did stuff for Love, Death, and Robots. I'm not familiar with Legends of Runeterra.
No, that's one I don't think I've ever seen either. But,
so much good stuff.
Very.
Love it. Dude, seriously, where's these figures? Anyway. This, come on now. Some Mononoke. Beautiful. So definitely check out Sarah Blue. Yeah, and I love this. Part of the reason I wanted to do this today too is because, you know, like with Comic Fan Man, before Comic Fan Man, it was like Kickstarter this and this creator this, which is awesome. I love to talk that stuff, but you know, love to just explore a bunch of new things too. So speaking of Comic Fan Man, he's saying art is why I purchase toys. I prefer art aesthetics over articulation 9 out of 10 times. Same. You know, like some of the toys that I have are not necessarily the most posable, but they're gorgeous. So, all right, let's see what else. Thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for sharing this with me. Okay, this is the random cool custom custom figures that fuel the imagination section, if there's such a thing. So let's look at some customs, because you shared this and I was like, and I know you know that I'm a Kamen Rider guy as I reach for this bike, but I realized that's actually wait, whose is this? Double Machine, Kikaider. So this is dope because it's called the Common Eliminator for folks who've been paying attention to Sexy Ice, because this is one of their figures, their characters done with a custom head to look more like a Kamen Rider.
Right. Yeah, I just like I love the, you know, what the Sexy Ice folks are doing, but I really love what, you know, people are, you know, are being inspired by, and you know, that's really incredibly dope. I love that transparent red.
Yes,
Got a great silhouette. Love those exaggerated horns on it.
Yes. So I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of a Kamen Rider that it's sort of modeled after. It's kind of like Amazon, but I don't know. It's like a mix of a couple things, but it's a really cool take on a rider, masked rider.
Like true.
And this, do you have any Sexy Eyes figures? Do you have this Eliminator figure?
Not. Like
I don't have this guy either.
I miss that train. Like you know, but you know, really saw that first like Mantis figure, and then like when the second the sort of second wave of the Eliminators hit, or I think it was the Eliminator. Yeah, it was the Eliminators, and then and like it also seemed like getting hands on them was a little difficult.
It was difficult to begin with because it was a pretty expensive set, the 1 and then the 3.
Right.
Like, you know me, like I have been known to spend on pretty spendy figures, but even this one was like, ooh. So I got the Mantis originally, and I knew these guys were gonna be dope, but like to get one, I wanted the 3-pack because it had all the flying bits and stuff, but then it was also like they're generally, or at least in ads, they generally look like mainly all black.
Right.
I didn't realize they had all of this beautiful, like subtle dark greens and oranges. So I missed out, and it's fine. It's one less thing, but this is really cool. I love to see someone taking that dope body and just kind of pushing it. And Toys and Sisters and super tactical. And then going back to that Runeterra, it's like Magic meets League of Legends. Oh, card game. Gotcha. League of Legends characters. That's actually one thing that I'm that's a gap in my current like nerdiness, is that League of Legends and Arcane is League of Legends, right? Am I right in that?
That feels right.
Okay. You're not familiar either?
I know a little bit about Arcane. I started watching the series maybe like 6 months ago, so way late. But yeah, love the like the character designs and that sort of thing. I think I have a handful of maybe like League of Legends figures around that, you know, somewhere in here.
Yeah, I just never I saw it, and I even watched the show a little bit and then never went back to finish it. But I've seen someone's doing like kind of a custom concept version of one of their characters on license, and it looks fantastic. I don't know much about it, but anyway, holes in our, you know, we're too busy talking about Edo period Japanese arts now. This is another fun one. I'm just like, speaking of cats, but this was by, oh, I'm sorry, I closed them out. I should name check them. The first custom, the one we just saw, was by Realm Walker Creations. And this is by Captain Firebeard Baker. Done a ton of awesome Legion stuff, but I just think it's such a fun one idea. Like the sculpt has been around, but the combination of colors too is what gets me. It's very, it's Gambit. It's red, blue, a little bit of gold, you know. I've been a sucker for the use of color lately. Again, that's partially why maybe I paused on the Eliminator, but like I guess I'm enjoying. I'm in my color period, right? Like I love stuff like this. Give me a pink alien, like let's go.
I'm trying to like hold myself to some standard and not buy those too.
Yeah. Let me be your cautionary tale, E.
Well, I have like a handful of the little Blyos figures and from way back in the day, and I feel the need to make that sort of collection rhyme. And maybe
I gotta have the big versions. No,
right. I mean, it's only right. It only makes sense.
I love the pop of this green too, kind of coming out of this like cowl. Very, very cool. Captain Firebeard Baker does some amazing customs. Go check it out. Oh yeah, that one right there that you kind of see is kind of a self-portrait actually. But he does good stuff. This is not an in progress, kind of work in progress. But the reason I selfishly wanted to look at this, shout out to Abby Normally, sharing sort of the progress she has. But this is the Fury Toys woman body. And I have two of them. And I'm still sort of searching for what to do with them. And, I've been searching for what to do with them. I've like gotten, some soft goods and don't quite have a head, but they move so beautifully. More recently, I saw somebody else put this Marvel Legends Quake head on the body.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was like, oh, that's dope. I totally borrowed their idea. So I'm looking for stuff, and I appreciate that Abby normally is taking like mix and match of different pieces from different things. Like this is based on a Zezre figure, but then with some additional like ornamentation that she did with the chains and everything, and all these little things just really kind of like sell it. So
cool.
I'm looking for ideas basically, and appreciating her work. So
yeah, well, and I've got one of those kind of hanging out in the back, and I was surprised by the size. Because they're definitely a little
taller,
a little taller, and a slightly larger scale.
And you do generally true 112, or
I generally kind of hang in that Marvel Legends and
Gotcha. So more like US 112, kind of US 6-inch or whatever.
Yeah, and they tend to be a little bit larger, and I absolutely love like the Zesray stuff, and I recently picked up the Noda Toys female bodies too. Which are again kind of a little bit larger.
Are they larger?
They're a little bit. They're kind of
okay.
They're
smaller than the Fury Toys.
I feel like scaled down slightly, not quite as tall.
Well, because I'm, me, and my shelves they run bigger. Like between like Savage Crucible is probably closer to that Marvel Legends scale. But Legions, they're not that much taller, but they have larger heads, right? So
their proportions are a little,
and AWOC is large. So the Fury Toys, that's why I got excited. I was like, oh, dope. Let me see what I can do with these. So I've just been kind of playing with them and seeing what I can do. And I gotta check out that Noda. But I love what she's going for, and I can't wait to sort of see where she goes with this. I also like the scarring that's going on over here, and she's doing some fun stuff with like little piercings, and I was like, oh, these are all great ideas. So this is appreciated. She needs maybe a better bra fit, but yeah, I get it. She's borrowing different figures.
Yeah, kit bashing and the like. I love it.
Yeah, go follow Abby normally. Use the link. Check out their work.
Yeah.
This one you shared with me, and I was like, "Yep." See, we vibe because soft goods and techie, but not refined techie, like busted, almost like cobbled together, almost kit bash looking bots. Zio is also like that. Zio Adams is very much got that coolest that vibe and aesthetic. Where did you find this? What's the story behind this guy?
So, I sort of travel in some like modeling spaces as well, because it like resin kits and that sort of thing. And this is just like
beautiful,
like a crazy kit bash, like static model, and you sort of hit the nail on the head. The aesthetic of of the sort of mechanical with the the sort of organic elements of the cloth, and like that mixed media usage is just something that's always sort of caught my eye, caught my interest.
Yin yang, hard soft, right? It's back to the Tachikoma conversation that we were having.
Exactly. It's the mix of these these things that are sort of opposites, that that the textures versus the smooth versus these these very detailed other surfaces that suggest mechanical movement and and articulation and mysterious function. That stuff just is right in my wheelhouse. It makes me think of like stuff that I was seeing in Hobby Japan magazine in the 80s and 90s, that kind of vibe. So so this is my aesthetic. If it makes me think of a more detailed take on Four Horsemen's Cosmic Legions, and like I would love to see things along that along this kind of line, and we're definitely getting a little bit like moving in that direction, with some of the more recent Cosmic Legions and stuff. I love that.
Where was she? Like this? I can't remember her name, but the mix again of the tech armor and this and Novian Lean, is that her name?
I think so.
Yeah,
like that was just totally. Yeah,
it's funny. We're talking about Cosmic Legion names and Mythic Legions names, and I know people are having a hard time with it. I was watching Legion's Lounge the other day, and it occurred to me, I hadn't even, for some reason, this wasn't obvious to me, but with Rise of the Fifth Sun, right? So Trevor was there talking about, like, he's always talking about how hard it is to remember these Mythic Legions names or how it is pronounced. And then he's like having to deal with like Huitzilopochtli and Quetzalcoatl. And I was like, oh yeah, that's going to be a fun one for collectors when they're like, hey, did you get your figure? Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I digress. This is dope. This is absolutely dope. And hey, what's up, Ted? Ted saying Appleseed, and it's totally who I thought about too. Brio Reyes. I don't even know. I don't think I've heard the English pronunciation. But yes. Were you a fan of Appleseed?
There's the ways in which I'm a fan of Appleseed.
Makes sense. That tracks.
That was the first manga that I ever like fell in love with. Like, because it's like all of the things that I really love. It's it's science fiction, and it is dense. And Shiro's artwork is like no one else, like his line work, his
Yep.
his
And all the
goofiness,
layers.
like it's yeah, big fan. Like the only hot toys I own are actually the Briareus
Oh, no kidding.
and Dunan from like way back in the day.
Well, it's funny. I mean, we hit Ghost in the Shell, and now we're talking Appleseed. It's totally Masamune Shiro
Yeah,
evening.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of, like, he sort of went left a while ago, but like, his earlier work and his earlier manga, that stuff is just is right in my wheelhouse.
You know what always stood out to me,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to find a good example, was find a good file. Was so I'm did design and really geeky about typography. The logo, the type treatment of Appleseed. Here you go. It was so of its time and was just like, oh wait, sorry, IMDb ad, get out of here. Get out of wait, where's the oh sorry, that was a different window. X, how do I get out of here? I want to see what's underneath this. I think maybe not. Sorry. Oh, I know what it is. It was the link to the okay. Anyways, I'll get it in a second.
Yeah.
But here it is. Type treatments. That's what I was gonna say. Typography. And so this is totally like a 90s, right? Like rave flyer or something. Like this was the stuff, man. It was just like, oh, so techy and so cool. And Appleseed.
Yeah, just totally.
Look at that.
Again, one of my favorite covers. Because obviously, that was incredible.
Yeah, we were just talking about manga video. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was the way I found out about a lot of this stuff. Okay, moving along, some other cool customs. This was by Phantom Toys. Sorry, timing. Are you okay to hang out for maybe another? Okay,
good. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Because I know you're a little bit later in the time zones, but this is by Phantom Toys. This is a Dragon Lord, what he's calling it, but it's based on like one of my figures that has like most impressed me recently, and that's this Elric figure. Where's Elric? Fantastic toy by Savage Crucible, who will be at MOTUNIVERSE this weekend. So I'm excited to kind of get to actually meet some of these folks in person.
That's cool.
But this is a cool repaint, right? Lightening it up a little bit, but those wings I'm really intrigued by too. That overall look of that. He's got that helmeted head. Did you get into this Savage Crucible thing at all? Or do you have any Savage Crucible?
Oh yeah, so the first one that I picked up was their warrior with ball and chain, and was struck by how awesome, the like everything about it. I'm just really impressed by. And since then I picked up a couple of the, like maybe one of the slates and one of the other sort of like half lizard.
Como.
Yes,
Como of the Isles, orange, and he was one of my favorites from Wave 1. He was my favorite from Wave 1 because he just stood out compared to the other Lemurians because he was like a mix, right? Of I think human and one of the Lemurians. Yeah,
and I've just been really, really impressed with like everything that I've seen from those guys. I picked up their the little stand set.
Set.
So they made this sort of like a 4-pack of like triangular bases.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then they have like a large set with like a Komodo dragon and like all of these little bits and pieces for like like diorama and
That's
scene
right.
building, um, and uh, and I've been kind of keeping an eye on, on like some of the more human releases, and I think I grabbed like Nashorn, uh,
Is
uh,
he the
the one with the
bluish guy?
yeah, no, not the more recent one.
Nashorn.
He's almost black. The body's almost black, and he's got
With like purple armor,
yeah, it's got
purplish pinkish.
like these crazy horns
Yep.
on a
Yep.
horn
Yep.
helmet.
Yep.
Um, and
Oof.
certainly the the Elric is is kind of on my radar. Uh, as soon as I can get it at some sort of general release, I am going to get my hands on it. And like I remember like they were one of the first Kickstarters that I ever saw.
Yep.
And and I guess maybe their second, or maybe it was the second like wave of those things, but I remember seeing their prototypes for those crazy like Fishman figures.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That that they've been talking about more recently, because it's been a while.
Wave 3.
Yeah, and those
Oh, it's been a
were
while for all of us, and
yeah,
I hope people understand. There's a reason why it's been a while for all of us. Like we are all in it, meaning toy makers, and why even like Kickstarters. I know people are like, "Where's the stuff?" It's yeah, that's it
yeah,
is. It
no,
sucks.
yeah, it is. I can imagine that everybody would love it if there weren't the complications that
Yeah, of
this.
course.
But no, they were incredibly cool looking, and there's certainly some things that I want to grace my shelves whenever they hit.
The armor is fantastic on this guy in particular, but all the Savage Crucible, like I'm with you. It was also for me one of the first after AWOC. Really, AWOC was like, oh, cool. People are doing cool figures. Like they're excellent looking, and also the articulations, they're all that stuff. But these are like folks, launching new ideas. Like I wasn't there for the Four Horsemen Kickstarter.
Right.
So I was first, it was AWOC, and then it was I remember Savage Crucible, because Savage Crucible, even before then I was just following because I knew them through my action figure customs through the Cabal. They were doing like parts for Rob Post was doing parts for Legion stuff, but he kind of was unveiling all this art, and there were just the ideas and the sheer span of things. Like you said, the fish people, the Piranoids, is that
Right.
that might be Yep, so
the
Lemurians, there's tiger people, there's animals as well, and then there's humans. So like it totally caught my eye. I backed it. I was in for a couple 3 waves, not all in, but like bits and pieces from each.
Yeah.
And then in between, then they were able to squeeze in these figures like this, and the Frazetta. There's the other Frazetta figure that's coming. There's a Death Dealer, also Frazetta figure that's coming. So, and it's cool now to see people like Phantom Toys totally customizing this stuff. And I agree with Toys and Tits, because this armor is absolutely beautiful. And this shot here. Anyway, shout out to Phantom Toys, man. Good stuff. Sorry, what did you say?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I've been really impressed with like the stuff that Savage Crucible has released. It's really got like great paint, great detail, great sculpts, and I didn't realize it, but they're local to me.
To you.
Yeah. They're based in Birmingham, and or at least some.
Rob is, I believe, Rob Post Harbinger Studios is based in Alabama.
Yeah, and like their their offices are here, and they
go knock on the door. Hey, got any Elrics back there?
I've been thinking about it, like, but I do know that they're partnering with some of the local toy stores here, like the collectible kind of toy stores, and their product is on those shelves like that, and which I think is a great thing.
Absolutely, and it's really cool. And again, the custom end of it. I don't know where those wings are. I was trying to see. So other people are asking too. Toys for Days is asking, but like no answer yet. But the wings look really great. Just like the width of them, and just they're different. They're cool.
Yeah, the proportion is really kind of interesting. It's like a shortened bat wing.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
great. Like
yes.
the texture in that is super.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even know what that is. It's not fur, but it's like, I don't know that bat wings I guess have a little bit of striations, but
not like that. It almost looks like feels like a fish.
Yeah.
Like a gill or something.
It looks like J.R. Rankin Bass is the artwork. I forget who was working on their Hobbit stuff, like either Smeagol or there's something like Smaug. It was the Smaug like hair that my brain went to.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. God, we're nerds. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Jinro, Mando, boom. That's what I saw when I saw this. It's a 1/6 figure that Phantom Toys also did. I just thought it was such a neat combination of that cool first set of Din Djarin's armor with the Jinro-esque. I don't know what the actual helmet is from. Or it's like very what's his name? Ashley Wood, right?
Yeah, 3A. I was absolutely going there. Like, so I kind of came, like my earlier collecting stuff was like 1/6 scale, and and so like and Ashley Wood, like that sort of World War robot stuff, and coming out of like the art toy kind of designer toy world, and doing these crazy 1/6 scale things, like straight out of his wonderful imagination. I love
so
this.
Good.
It is super cool.
Yep. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, no, I love Ashley Wood's stuff. I was like obsessed. I was chasing him when I was painting to try and like chase his style. You know what I mean? Like he's so expressive, and
this great mix of like loose and tight and like detailed, but like knows when to let that let that fade. And
I'm seeing a pattern. You and I with the juxtaposition, the hard, the soft, the yin and the yang, and the the tech and the expressive, and it's robots, but his robots are never, there's no straight lines, and halftone prints, right? The big giant halftone moire print, and
absolutely.
Well, this is just beautiful. Like this totally just triggers my brain. I was like, okay, what's the story? What's going on? And why is he got to breathe into this little satchel? So
the little bits of implied narrative, that sort of suggests, depth and story, and love that kind of stuff.
Perfect on this Mando body. This was my favorite version of Din Djarin, that first set of like busted, cobbled together. And it's probably because it basically is Boba Fett, right? It is like the closest to Boba Fett he was, and then moved on to kind of more personality.
Same idea, right?
Good. You gonna watch the movie Mando Grogu?
Oh yeah. That might be like one of those like anniversary negotiations. My wife and I loved The Mandalorian, and so.
Well, happy anniversary. I didn't say it earlier because I wasn't sure if you were gonna name it, but yes. Dope. And so me and the kids are gonna go see it Thursday at 6 p.m. because I couldn't go to MOTUNIVERSE with a bunch of nerds and not see it because someone's gonna spill the beans.
That is good thinking. That is good thinking.
All right, what else do we got here? Oh, this one. Okay, I was talking about I'm in my color phase. Low fidelity customs. He's using turbo dork paint, so you can see it up close. It's metallics, it's holographic, it's got little flecks in there. And
crazy.
Yes, so this guy did a lot of awesome customs with Jason Albrecht of Lumper Case. So for the West Coast Mythic Meetup, I was using a lot of his art because it was sort of highlighting the prize. Like one of our prizes, our sponsors, was Turbo Dork Paints.
Nice.
And so it's just beautiful. And I look at this thing, and I think I want to say I commented on it probably at some point. So I don't know. Shout out to the sculptor, the head, by this guy named Jason Demon, who, again,
right,
prolific bastard who's doing his Rise of the Fifth Sun. Oh, here you go.
Yeah,
so 4 days ago, I was like, damn, incredible. My first thought, I'd totally buy a line of toys that look like this. And it's exactly, it's Visionaries, right? That's sci-fi knight meets supernaturals with a hologram in the head.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, this is awesome. And then I was just like, you know what? I say that, but like, where is this? Where is this? And so I reached out to him, and I'm happy to say that this figure will be mine. This custom.
Cool.
Because we're stupid. I'm stupid. I'll speak for myself. But anyway, no, I also want to support his work because like he's super talented. I've been like admiring his work and sharing it for the West Coast Mythic Meetup and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'd love to own one of his Swagnito customs. He goes by Swagnito. So anyway, this is hopefully gets shipped to school before school closes, or maybe direct to the house. But it's great. Like, look at the colors, right? What? Like, sorry, you're about to respond. I'll stop talking.
No. I was just like, you know, I love that the whole of that is just really cool.
Yep.
That is sick. It all works so well together. Is this all like Mythic Legions parts?
It's a mix of factory 4 Horsemen parts and custom pieces. So the head is custom, and including that neck that's sort of see-through.
Yeah.
Those are all like done by custom. So again, that was Jason Demon. Let's see the what do you call it when you're talking about art items and like what are the origins of a thing, or like
the provenance?
Yes, thank you. That's exact. That was a fancy museum word I was thinking of. Yes, of this thing. So Dream On did the helmet and the pauldrons. Oh no, sorry, that's the name of the paint. That's not right. Sorry, the sculptor. The head sculpt was by Jason Demon. And this is the other reason to get it, because I love Josh and what Josh is doing. And so this is exclusive to his store. The sword and the pauldrons are from Rocket Fist Customs. And he doesn't know who the sculptor is. Well, so the pauldrons have these spikes. And he even mentions like, oh man, because like one of the spikes is broken. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I was like, dude, it's totally cool. And you know, it's whatever, battle armor.
Yeah.
Or battleware, and he, you know, he's painted it, and so I'm looking forward to seeing this thing because it's got such a fun finish, right?
Oh, totally.
Good night, Larry.
Oh,
yeah, man. I don't know. So there's a come up. But can you imagine, like, where's the Space Knight with shiny purple armor line? We'll get there soon.
I mean, I imagine Savage Crucibles got some stuff, you know, on a drawing board somewhere.
Sure.
But I mean, this is actually one of the things that I like about this particular moment that we're in. There's like all of these smaller indie companies doing smaller, you know, more focused kind of things for like, you know, very specific audience, and I like the way that folks have been able to make it work and make it functional and make it doable for, you know, for these smaller indie creators to you know, to get things out and share them with the rest of us. And I mean, you know, I've been a little lazy myself, but you know, Mario and like 796.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 796 Mario.
Yeah, those
heads.
That's
your jam. That's your Appleseed Cyberpunk jam.
Like, and I have like five that I'm like working on like custom bodies for.
Nice.
Because
so you have the heads from him?
I do.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, he does fantastic work. If you like that kind of thing, if you like the that kind of like
style,
cyberpunk.
Yep. He gets it. He loves it. It's his thing. So you guys are speaking the same language.
Yeah, totally. I'm hoping like that. He's able to make some steps to get like a full figure released at some point, because I'm there. It's
I think he'd do such a great job with building a world, and they'd be filled with awesome women figures. So
that is also true.
No, you. All right, let's move on. Some awesome other customs, and I'll move a little quicker. Monster Machine Creations, he does fantastic stuff, but I'm a sucker for the luchador, and like this whole thing. There's like there's luchadors, the wrestlers, but then there's this period where they're like in their version of tokusatsu shows, right? Of live action dudes in suits and gunplay, and so this stuff is totally dope. Just using the Kingpin body and the what do they call the Incredible Hulk, Mr. What was his name? Mr. something. Mr.
Gosh.
Ted, help us. But Mr. Fix It. Mr. Fix It. Yeah. Like using that body, Marvel Legends body with these heads. And I've always just loved this. I've been like the luchador mask is dope. I own a couple from our honeymoon in Mexico City. Somewhere, but I just love this. The sculpt is so good. It's funny, he mentions like, I didn't realize how much it looked like Wario till after, but look at the expressiveness of that, the jowls, the skin, the facial hair, all of it.
Like just how much character you get with like so little of the face exposed is, like shout out to the sculptor.
Great stuff. I mean, he does it. He's the one doing the sculpting. Monster Machine is always just like, his stuff is dope, but like, it's like, I never really thought about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess like Apocalypse is a luchador. The line work and everything, like,
I love it.
And of course, Bane and whatnot. He was actually selling these. I don't think they're available anymore. 2 weeks ago was the last day to pre-order, but if you follow this kind of stuff and you're into it, $18 for the head, 23 with shipping,
that is incredibly reasonable.
Yep. Love it. Looks so good. Cool heads. I want to see what other people did with them. I love that. The blue and the red, the blue skin. Comparing it.
Oh, look at that scale, right?
Oh yeah, of course it would work on those bodies.
Totally.
Oh yeah. That's great. That's a
Storm, right?
Storm Creations though, right? Smaller. Yeah. I've always hovered around that Zangief. And I have this Hulk. Love this Hulk. All right, moving on. He's got some other stuff. This is the big thing for all the MOTU. I can't ignore MOTU. Yes, Mr. Fix It. You got in there. And like a Space Knight, he's like the rock alien from Hail Mary with armor. Cool concept. The custom that I grabbed. And then this is his trap jaw. So Monster Machine put this out the other day, and everyone's like, oh, the body is the new MOTU Chronicles movie version.
Oh, okay.
With his custom, hey, what's up, NYC? With his custom arm gun that he did. So that's not the actual piece from the figure, but looks really good. And Trapjaw is such a cool character of my childhood. Blue skin, green monster face, and for whatever reason, a metal jaw. That
mechanical jaw.
Yeah. And this is another one that he sold. What do you think?
Oh, that's fantastic, man.
Look at that.
Again, kind of just great expression uh, with so little face to express.
Yeah.
That's great though, man.
And I can't wait to see what this guy actually looks like in the movie and how he plays. But all of this detail, like all of this is stock Mattel stuff. I don't know if he's added a wash, but they've done a really good job on those figures. I have not seen this one yet in the wild, but apparently he's larger too, so I might pick him up, even though I said I wasn't gonna spend more money on MOTU Chronicle because they keep switching lines on me. But
yeah, I haven't seen any of the anything other than the Scare Glow
okay.
on the shelves, uh, but I might pick up one or two of these just for giggles.
Science.
Yeah, just for science. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of echo what you and your guest
Comic Fan Man.
Yeah, Comic Fan Man were saying, like, this is maybe a clue to what we'll see with the DC Deluxe line, and
Yep.
McFarlane DC figures don't work for me quite as well. I mean, the size is one thing, but they have like proportions that bug me.
Yeah.
And so, though I have a few, one or two of characters that I really like and don't think I'll see for a while.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific from the Superman movie was like, it's like, okay, that's the thing I'm gonna have to have. But but as a general rule, I look at them and go, oh, that would be really cool if they were like, like 10% shorter in the shins, like
right.
just a little bit, or like slightly, shorter thighs or something like that, or a little bit of both of those things. But yeah, no, this is just super cool though. Super cool.
Really, really cool. And you can get the head, and this one's a little bit cheaper than another one because I guess maybe smaller. I'm not sure. $14 each. So this is actually currently on sale if folks want this. And then I love it because he's just like, here's the paints that you should consider using to make it work out. So there you go, folks. Yeah. All right. Let's do some quick updates on stuff. Brutal Realm. Just shout out to those guys. I know they're in production. They're just, again, like the rest of us, trying to get these toys out. And like us, like Savage Crucible and Animal Wars of the Kingdom, it's a Kickstarter that's like, I know people are like, it's been so long. Yes, we're working on it. They're showing some production updates, and they're gearing up for production. These are probably all just test pieces from the molds to sort of see, and then them, according to the post, this is them working on figuring out the wash. So
nice.
it's cool to see the process. I don't know if this is going to get any tighter. I had actually commented, I was texting with Ted this morning. It's like, does this feel like really loose? And for my eye, that was my initial reaction. Like it's I don't know, like maybe it's weird. It's like in that in between of like, on the one hand, I want a wash to be almost like real subtle and like hint at shadow,
right,
to have a little bit more gradation.
Uh-huh.
And then on the other end, it could be maybe you're going for like a tight aesthetic where it's really like lined in, but this is like somewhere in the middle, and it creates a thing for me at this moment.
Yeah, I would say, like, for me, a little more subtle. Whether that
You'd like it to be a little more subtle. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I would like it to be a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
Whether that's like, maybe it wasn't quite as thin as it needed to be.
Right. The wash. Yep.
Yeah.
Thinned out.
Like, to give that emphasis. I mean, that almost looks like maybe that's what they're going for. Like that looks almost like an illustration or like
Yep.
a, you know, like something from a comic panel or
yeah, like the line work, right? Like
Yeah.
it stands out for me in the butt crack, but it's like I'm drawing a line from, and you know, obviously they're super dialing it in as they're saying, and so they're totally open to feedback, and I should hit them up and just whatever for what it's worth. I'm really excited about these figures. I love the sculpts. I can't wait to sort of see what they turn up with, and I know this is real early stuff, so I'm not at all judging, but cool stuff. Jason James, you're doing great work. And then another quick update. I don't know if you ever saw when I did the interview with the Haxon House guys. It's kind of occult kind of stuff. So this is their figure. It's a guy who actually they work at NECA, but they're doing their own line of real like this obscure ephemera again, like art depicting like old school vintage art depicting the occult. And so this is stuff pulled from those old paintings, whether they were like religious paintings or like occult sort of secret texts or whatever.
Right.
You can kind of, So the proportions are funky intentionally, like they're basing it based on that old art.
Yeah. Oh, that we have a painting on copper at the museum of like sort of it's a sort of vertical scene of angels and humans, and there are demons in hell down below, and that looks ripped like directly from from one of those images. That's cool.
Yeah, and I love it because it is just so like clearly driven by that old art. And so I did this interview with them a while back, and I know they were dialing it in. You can kind of see it here too. Again, this real old, like I remember seeing something like this on an old postcard that I grabbed from somewhere in San Francisco based on some old art illustration. Super creepy stuff. It's just so left of center and so unique that I'm like, I really am curious to get a couple of these because they're so different. And this update last week gave me a good sense of like what they're going for in terms of sizing. So this works for me.
Nice.
So anyway, fun weirdness.
The more the merrier. More the merrier. I love
That's how I am too. Okay. Let's talk about some figures coming up soon. This thing is shipping. Mine is processing and supposedly is coming Thursday from 5K. This is that Brotoys Yoshimitsu. Nice. And I know you love yourself, some Japanese inspired armor work.
Totally.
This is from a, what's the video game? Is it Tekken? I think it's Tekken.
I think you are right. I think that's one of the Tekkens that I maybe never played, but I remember earlier versions of the same character. This is cool though, man. Love that.
I bring it up because one, shout out to Cerebral Deep for these great in-hand shots and the posing and everything. This really got me excited that I pre-ordered this guy. But also recently, Leonun posted this with alt heads. And I knew you'd appreciate. I saw these. Like, okay, I gotta talk to E about these. Just a bunch of cool heads. Look at this. Oh.
That's insane. Just crazy texture.
Beautiful.
Wow.
And so it's funny because these Brotoys things, I remember a while back they were making a big to do on social media about how they're using the was it 4-axis? Yeah, I think so. Right. Yeah. The tooling.
Right.
CNC.
Right.
And so like that's what gets them the ability to get real in tight with these details and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's killer.
Yeah. So I saw these heads and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm not necessarily going to get the heads, but they're really, really cool. So I just wanted to share those with you and the audience to check it out and head over to Leonun and let them know what you think. The heads here, they're just really cool. And I love the eyes underneath. I don't know how they're done, if they're 2-piece or what they're doing to get them in there, but.
And like, it almost like feels like light pipes.
Yep.
No, awesome.
Oh, Raceland, sorry, I missed your message. Going back to Brutal Realm, thank you for letting me know. He said that on the Kickstarter update post, they said that it's going to be lighter than in that image. Thank you for that info. And again, super early. I'm not holding them to whatever. And Sean McLaughlin, 2629, is saying he did a great trap jaw head sculpt. Yes. So, and then you saw us get to the Monster Machines thing. Fantastic stuff. Look at that. I love these things. I want the show. I want the action figure. Like, I want to know what these guys do. Anyway, so there's that. And this, let's yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. I know we're going a little longer, but you and I have been talking about this on different Discords.
Oh yeah.
The Dark Crown Burning Souls. So Dark Crown Burning Souls, they just did their 112. I got this guy. I love this figure. But they're taking, I think they're all 1/6 display dioramas that this is based on. And they are kind of, I guess, bringing it back or something, giving it new life by putting it next to these. I should actually show, let me see the unboxing. So let me go back to, this is Aki Lion 07, who is like literally got to be like my spiritual advisor when it comes to action figures. Because you're familiar with his, yes, we both know his account or their account. So, and just the stuff that he has, and I was like, what is that? I want to know. But this thing is wild.
And
look at that.
That's nuts, man. Wow.
it's a weird mix. It's like a little bit techie. It's clearly organic body horror stuff, and like there's elements of like, you know, I don't know what this is. It's again, maybe it's Kamen Rider. It's Shin Kamen Rider is what it kind of gives me a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, what is that? Tells a story.
Yeah, it's mechanical and organic and like monster. Oh, and but also, you know, it's a samurai helmet.
right. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This stuff is so good. And then when you piece it together, so this is kind of like the armor that guy's wearing. So I know nothing about the story, and I don't need to. It has all these little faces on it because it you know, there's a story there, and it creates a world. So you can kind of see similar helmet. This is him on the base. This is not the entire dial, and I know he knows this, but for the audience, here's the rest of the dial. So that head has a body, a torso, and so putting it all together. Come on now.
Wow.
This looks like Magra from Dark Crystal, but like after waking up from an acid bath.
I know, right?
It's got soft goods too.
And like in the cloth with, is this the line that has the inscribed like bodies where there's like calligraphy, you know, kind of on there, or am I thinking?
I'm not sure. I don't know. But I know there's a figure that more recently that has a similar thing where they're paint, and I'm a sucker for that too. Body markings, but like when it looks like someone's writing spells or something, like Mako and Conan.
Exactly.
There's a deep cut for you.
Totally got that. Caught that one.
Look at this. This is it's so incredible. Like just all these little
those
details.
Skulls in that little tank there.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Look at that. Look at this. This Jisai Okimono Satnam. Yeah. It's there. Oh, what is that? Like, I don't know what that is. You've got like a ring surrounded in thread on your arm for reasons. And that's cool.
Like a little like.
Oh, there's the figure.
Wow. Cool.
Figure on this display. It totally works. I think better for the 112 because it's just sort of like this giant lair kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, this guy has all the good stuff.
Yeah.
And on top of that, here, let's see. Speaking of all the good stuff, he's like using this to display another figure that I've got on pre-order, and I can't wait for it. It's this Oni, Blue Oni. This is the one where they kind of like packed in that weird Logan head.
Yeah. Was the first release like red or
There's like an exclusive related to this.
Yeah.
Totally Inuyasha Raceland. Absolutely.
Oh,
But then here is it with this figure, which is not a small figure. This is a chunky figure in this weird Dio thing. There it is. There's the red one. So these should be coming soon.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, you know, once he's got it in hand in China. I think he's in China. I'm sorry if that's not true. But he's definitely overseas, and he's got all this stuff, man. I look at his, I was like, oh, he's got that SIC whatever, and he's got this, and it's like, you know, again, my spiritual advisor.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my go-tos for like seeing what's new and what's hitting, and like that. So this is a little like out of my wheelhouse, like size wise and stuff, but man,
too large.
I don't have shelf space for anything quite that big.
Hey, it's okay. I don't either.
It's yep, totally.
No, you're celebrating a wedding anniversary. Don't mess that up.
Yeah, totally.
Just kidding. Oh, and this is Maestro Union's. My brother has this thing. It looks amazing. He had it on display, chilling in his living or dining room.
That is awesome.
Yeah, man, we're getting all sorts of fun versions of stuff. Anyway, there's, you know, are you okay on time, man? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I am good to go. Just
okay. I know, because I'm earlier on this side, but let me know if you need to go. I'll try and be fast. Well, I swear, I keep saying that. Some quick hits on what's coming. This was a bunch of stuff that came out from 5K, and again, because I haven't been truly doing like a lot of ephemera shows, I'm backed up and just want to talk about this stuff. Fancy Realm. I love the Fancy Realm stuff, the Investiture of the Gods stuff. They're doing this guy. There was all sorts of fun characters and creatures in the Investiture of the Gods. You got giant wolves and skeletons, not skeletons, eagle people, bird type things, and all about it. So the world of, you know, Neja and the likes. So they've done the Neja, one of my favorite figures that I own, period, is from Fancy Realm. And so they're just adding to it, and I think this guy looks really cool.
Yeah, I love these fantasy takes on less familiar mythologies, right?
Yep, Chinese stories, epic literature. Like they don't, these were known to them as epic literature, not really like necessarily things that people believed in, but they're stories. Yeah. That sword.
Yeah.
Makes zero sense, but does, you know, fantasy.
Yeah. Fantasy.
Myth and fantasy literature. Other animals. I had this on pre-order, and I'm excited to see this. Just gonna do some quick hits because the posing is beautiful. I love the little bear.
That's cool.
Bodvar in the back. It's very Baloo and Shere Khan coated, the combination. There is the white one coming as well, and just absolutely beautiful. See him here with a Grey Knight figure or Mithril action,
like unlicensed World of Warcraft kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's what these are. These are like the Azulian tigers or whatever with the armor set.
Gotcha.
I'm not a big Warcraft at all. Like I was a big Warcraft 2 and 3 head, but didn't do World of Warcraft.
Gotcha.
But I've always followed it, and I've read it because I was just like a nerd for the fantasy stuff, and I was like, oh, what is the character? And then I rely on Thanos to fill in the gaps of stuff that I don't know. And here's just a couple more shots of it with riders and stuff and other figures. Sorry, I meant riders here, and then size comparisons with other animals. So you've got your Bodvar there from Mythic Legions, and then you've got on the far left and the far right Fish Toys, formerly D20, the wolf and the boar.
Nice. From a few years ago, maybe, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Love these figures. Some of my favorite stuff. And then you kind of see it's cool. It's coming. I love these guys. Yeah, this post alone is exactly why I'm excited about toys right now. It's like we're getting steeds that are fully articulated and beautifully painted. We're getting stuff out of Chinese history in these cases and Chinese stories. Yeah. We're getting, the fantasy stuff and then the video game references. Like all of it exists and is something that we can waste our money on. So, yay!
Yeah,
you think? Yay!
A joyful kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah. They need a green version of Grom Hellscream already. Yeah, dude, it's coming. Yeah, they're. It's funny how they slow roll it. They show all this stuff and then it's like really fast with Fury Toys. No, who's it? It's really fast with not Mithril, Grey Knight. What's the other one? Medi. Yeah, Medi, and of course Hero Toys, and then slow. So this is Hero Toys, who from all accounts seems to be the same as Medi Toys. This is a Fell Lord. There's another name, Fell something. But I just thought it's such a unique thing. He's another large one, but like a little bit like Ben 10 alien kind of thing going on with the big eyes. I really like that, and the rocky face. And then mixed with these like hyper detailed fantasy, very Warcraft, Blizzard Entertainment. More is more kind of armor. But
crazy faces.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I don't think I've pre-ordered that yet. Okay, you and I, similar vintage. I know you know what this is.
Yes.
Fist of the North Star. I've told you on Discord and other folks, this was like when I went to Pony Toy Go Round one time when we visited. It's just a toy store in Little Tokyo in LA. They had this old 80s, the one that you and I were talking about on Discord, that old school, highly articulated for the time. It was just like, what? This was mid 80s. I'm used to 5 POA and maybe a swivel arm battle grip was a big deal.
Right.
I walk into the store and there's this full body that like could do these poses and had ball joints. And I'm like, wait, what? Couldn't convince the parents to get it. Of course, they're smart, although they spoiled us in many ways. But here I am, fast forward, and now like Maestro Union, Sabadam, who used to do a bunch of cool sculpts for custom stuff for Legions and did his own thing.
Yeah. Wow.
And so he did the Maestro Union stuff, the Fury Planet, and now dipping his toes in license work with Fist of the North Star. So I don't know. I saw this and just pretty intrigued. Was Kenshiro and Fist of the North Star something you read or watched at all?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, early anime, like this was the transgressive, like like Ultraviolence before,
Yes.
That was the thing to do, and and Kenshiro was like the quintessential cool, badass, nothing could phase him kind of thing, and and also like the sort of martial arts adjacency of all of that.
Total like Bruce Lee, Jeet Kune Do, cool, with a Western post-apocalyptic vibe. It was like Mad Max, played by Bruce Lee.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, that effect piece, I love the fact that it's but it's like in the shape of the Dipper, which is totally cool. I love that. Super cool.
Match the constellation on his chest. I've been watching the new Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime anime. It leans pretty old school, still story wise and everything. It's that CG kind of heavy, like the first Berserk anime.
Okay. Okay.
With a little bit of like improved sort of I guess effects and animation. There it is. Yeah, the constellation. Totally.
Nice.
Right there. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. But anyway, it's hitting the nostalgia. It's cool, but I actually like this take first. At first I was like, "Ooh, it's very detailed. It's almost like a Chinese painting." Yeah, like a you know, like you get me.
Kind of it's sort of hyper textured.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot of there's no smooth really.
Yeah. Which is kind of his thing. But at first I was like, oh, it's going to be so different aesthetically, but I couldn't pass it up. You know, I wasn't allowed to get it back in the day, so I allowed myself to get it now. So yeah.
That looks like it's going to move pretty well. Look at that.
Well, yeah, this is the thing. They posted this sort of articulation demo and like, yeah, all right, let's go. And you know, I get this feeling that maybe the plastic isn't my favorite because like that's how the Maestro Union stuff is, but I'm in. Like I just want to check it out, and it's Kenshiro, and yeah. You're all in. You're all in. You just don't know it yet. Yes, I had to do it.
Yeah. Well,
had to be done.
Well done. Well done.
Fist of the North Star at 5.5 inch would be awesome too. Man, yeah, go along and do battle with like those new Conan line and some Masters of the Universe. That'd be wild.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
And then this. Oh, going back. Oh, what's up, Silver Nocturne? Thank you for breaking that down. Kamen Rider Chalice. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you. So that the Sexy Ice one. What was Kamen Rider Chalice? Was that like a new writer in somebody else's series? Oh yeah, this was what show was this? Help me out. Anyway, but we'll see. It was because there became the trend of other writers, multiple writers popping up in them. But anyway, yeah, you know. Thank you for that. Okay. There's so many good things. Let's actually finally talk about what you may or may not be doing this weekend. And I swear I'm not at all trying to ruin your marriage and you guys enjoy your weekend. But MomoCon 2026, and these are just hashtags of people posting, and I'm sure most of it's relevant and will be there. But MomoCon is a pop culture con in Atlanta, Georgia, and it is very anime manga heavy. And this I think was great to see that the Four Horsemen will be there for the first One Fest, because they've done One Fest in Japan. Chris has been there. And so this is the kind of stuff that's going to be there just in general. And this one is a highlight for me because I love Yoshi's stuff. And I have some of this. I got this in my last trip to the Gashapon stuff. Was able to find it still. Was there. So I'm assuming that some of the stuff will be on exhibit there. Folks will probably know him from the 52 Toys stuff that he's doing.
Alien and Predator.
Yep.
Cool.
So that's MomoCon. So that could be something you see there. And there's all this other great stuff. But as you pointed out, one of the biggest parts of it for this year is that MomoCon is going to be the site, like a little sort of like, I don't know what you call it, like a little installation or like little section of the thing will be a Wonder Festival, the first Wonder Festival USA. And so, like we said, Yoshi will be there, as well as some other people, including
cool.
The Dark Crown folks will be there, I thought, and I'm pretty sure it was tagged. I don't know if Maestro Union will be there, but there's this. So it's a little tricky because the best I could do was because I couldn't really source who exactly would be there, so I looked at the hashtag. So I know that Savage Crucible will be there because they'd announced that a while back.
Yeah, and I'll sort of shout out somebody else that I follow that egg carton image that's back in the grid is the folks from Zimmerit, uh, uh, who do they do like zines based on like uh, like 80s 90s Japanese modeling
Yeah,
culture, garage kits, and
love it.
like the like, and they're going to be there, and they're going to be vending a couple of small kits and cast figures. Uh,
Okay.
so like some super cool like 80s mecha designs, kind of along the lines of the the egg planes from back in the day, but
Hey.
these are robots, or mecha.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. I remember them thinking, because I remember at one time there were like essentially like chibi super deformed Valkyries,
Right,
and
right. Uh-huh.
yes, let
Yeah.
me find here the egg planes. That's right. That's cool. That's a fun throwback.
Hmm. Yeah, the guys at Zimmerit are very cool. I subscribe to their uh, support them on Patreon, and so I get zines every quarter. Uh, looking back at some aspects of like uh, Japanese uh, otaku culture. So deep dives on anime studios, or like garage kit culture, or uh, the Gundam phenomenon, that kind of stuff.
Are there anything in here that is sticking out? I'm just gonna click on a couple because I haven't actually gone through all of this stuff. Is there any names here that, hey, are there any names here that stand out to you?
Oh,
You can go get some.
scroll. Oh, Kyoto. Oh, that's nice. Um, oh, Garage Kit Club. That's the guys from Zimmerit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
God, that looks so dope. Sorry. I love a good design and use of text.
yeah,
Okay, so these are the zines. Oh, these are fantastic.
yeah. So these are. So they also do things like they sell like vintage books and magazines, uh, related to these subjects. So as well as their own zines and stuff. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, the Zimmer books, uh, cool stuff, extremely well researched, great translations of articles and interviews from designers. Yeah,
Japan.
good stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So what else? Anything
Let's
else that
see
you
if
want to call out?
I see any. Oh,
Like,
Toy Pizza. Wow, that's cool.
right. Some Glyos. So
Yeah.
they'll be there. Four
Uh,
Horsemen will be there.
and the studio areas, Yoshi shop.
Oh, I didn't see Crucible. I thought they had announced that they would be here. Yeah, that looks like the end of this is specifically the Wonderfest
Oh, okay.
vendors.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know, dude. I think you need to go check some of this stuff out.
I'm gonna have to think about that one. I would really,
Damn.
really. I mean, when's the next time this is going to happen anywhere near here? That's the thing. That is the.
Yeah, I mean it's there in the South. Like
Mm,
anyway.
yeah.
Sorry. Again, I was trying to be nice and I wasn't trying to pressure. I truly wasn't. That wasn't my thing. But come on now.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I gotta check out that. I also want to check out the garage kit stuff. This looks awesome. This looks right up my alley. So cool.
Yeah.
Well, food for thought.
Yes.
But really cool stuff. And as I told you, I, on the other hand, will be boring, you know, MOTUNIVERSE. How boring, American Mattel toys. But we are people are really excited, so I'm excited too. Like because as a Masters Universe fan and a person who's collected, you know, more recently Masterverse and some classic stuff, it's gonna be such a cool combination of people at this thing, of like, you know, from the old school toy design end of things to the more recent stuff, to the comic stuff, to the people involved in movies. All of these guys were at the premiere last night, so they got to go check it out. Ramen Toy will be there. As far as like indie toys, Ramen Toy will be there. Hatter Toys will be there. Spiro Toys and AWOC will be there. Rise of the Fifth Son will have a little exhibit as well. Savage Crucible will be there. The Gum It Up Makers will be there. So kind of like this legacy that of toy making and toys that Masters of the Universe really kind of helped launch, especially fantasy toys.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited. Hey, there we are.
Yeah, it's looking cool, man. I'm looking forward to seeing like the, you know, coverage from out there and what people can share and stuff. That's really great. You know, again, you know, it's really one of the things that I enjoy about this moment that we're in. Like, there's more community and like and you know, an interest in like keeping community active and alive, and like the interactions, you know, like I get the sense that a lot of these folks are talking to each other to kind of help each other through like the common rough patches for doing this kind of work.
Yep.
And that feels like a real, like a very real, tangible positive.
100%.
Yeah. So
part of this is like, you know, a lot of those people is like, oh, I get to hang out with, you know, I see Michael kind of regularly because he lives up here from Toy Habits, but I've only met Toy Sorcerers once at WonderCon, so it'd be cool to hang out with them and Mikey and all these guys and just get to hang out with folks. Mad Hatter, I get to see him whenever I'm at WonderCon, but again, it would be cool to hang out with him. I've never met Ace in real life, so that's going to be great to see him there. Yeah, and on and on. These guys I met last time at WonderCon as well. They're awesome, and it's just, anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I think, you know, I'll be honest with you, if I had a chance to go to One Fest USA, I might do that in lieu of this. No offense to my MOTU friends, but it is far away. If you go, obviously take lots of pictures and let me know about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But also congratulations to you and your partner on the anniversary. Can I ask how long it's been?
This will be 27.
Fantastic, man. Congratulations. I'm doing the math. We're terrible. We don't celebrate. We just don't. That's not like, it's not that we're anti it. We sometimes are like, oh, hey, today is our anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, I would say in the 27 years that has happened more than once. It's happened more.
Yeah.
It was like, oh wait, that was yesterday, or
yeah.
Was last
we've now I've been sitting here trying to do the math. 2002 is when we got married, but we've been together since 98. So whatever that math is, 24 years, I guess, this year of marriage.
Yeah.
And 20. Did I say 24? Holy crap!
Yeah.
That means 28 years of being together as a couple.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
I got to celebrate that by going to One Fest in Japan. No, anyway.
Yes, that you know, a few more like Maserati visits.
Yeah.
Good food in between.
Yeah. Man, I love getting to hang out with you. Thank you so much for pulling this random Tuesday evening with me. I know you and I have been talking about how do we do a show together, and with summer, I think I want to have that time. I really want to just hang out with this guy more regular. Like we can super go deep and talk about nerdy Japanese art, juxtaposing this and that. And
love that.
I don't know if anybody will be interested, but I will have a good time.
Yeah. Well, you know, give it a shot and see who shows up.
Yeah, and who cares if they don't? I get to hang out with Ian, talk nerdy stuff. So
I love it. I love it.
All right, man. Until that happens, is there anything you want folks to know about or check out? Or
You know, I would just say, I really appreciate the community here, and in the broadest sense of here, like, you know, hopping around from stream, to stream, different groups of folks, but often the same, a lot of the same folks, talking about this stuff that we all enjoy and appreciate, sometimes from different perspectives, and that sort of thing.
Yep.
But you'll catch me, like, on the Toy Migos Discord, on Brick's Discord as well, hanging out.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Was that a mistake? Should
No. You're absolutely right. But finish the thought. Yeah, we're on Toy Migos together, and that's where, like, we got to get to see each other a lot there, and on the Toy Migos chats. Yeah. Discord is amazing. If you don't know, it's a great way to connect with folks and just sort of see stuff. But you were talking about community.
Yeah, just checking out what Robo's doing, or what Unparalleled Universe is doing, or what the folks are doing over at Toy Anxiety from time to time, or Geek Dad Life, or Dan and Toy Galaxy, and those, or Secret Galaxy, getting it wrong.
Yep, that's right. He knows.
But yeah, like that vibe is what I'm here for, and like the joy in this stuff, and seeing how creative people are. Folks doing photography, the ACVA folks, the Grown Ass Men Toys, doing those collection tours and stuff, checking out what Chamba Space looks like, or what Cheney's collection room looks like.
That's right. They've hit up all the Migos. Those two, Lago. Those are all great to watch, for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's the stuff that I dig, and I'm here for that in like whatever spaces it exists, because we need more of that.
Yeah, because some of the spaces out in here. I don't know if I want to go over there. But no. So on that note, thank you for bringing up the Discord. Yes. So I have actually, I've been sitting on this thing, thinking about it for a long time, and I was starting to put links in it. But I have had a Brick Something Discord that I haven't actually launched until really recently. I started calling a couple of folks by invite, just to be like, hey, help me figure this out. And E's really been helpful. Josh Brown's been really helpful. All the folks on there, Berserk, Ronald has been super helpful, Quip, to give me a sense of like how to figure this out. Michael Traverso, shout out to all you guys to think about like structure and all that. It's not perfect, but you know what, at the end of the day, it's a space for us to go and hang out and talk. I highly recommend the ones that you mentioned as well, but here's the link and I'll put it up on the screen for a little bit. But here, we were trying to get out of here, but we are not. We're going to quickly look at this, I swear. So here is the Discord. And so here, shout out to, like, these are the ones that, like, I Love Action Figure News, which is based on the Reddit channel. Highly Posable stuff, Liquid Below Zero stuff is fantastic. Toy Migos, which has been like my core Discord, them and GDL really, but the GDL is like a Patreon thing. Right. Toy Picks, Dork Lair, Enablers, and on and on. Allison's Cantina, Robos. So Screen Crush. Anyway, so this is the Brick Something one, and so tried to organize it sort of by genre. It feels unwieldy at first, and I shrank them down based on people's feedback. But my thing is like mixing all the companies. I'm not really I want to try something a little bit different on there. Some people will do it by sort of company or line, like G.I. Joe or whatever, which I get. But I want to maybe step back and look at the genres. So I've got like an anime section. So you won't have an SH section or a Figma section, but instead lump it all together. Anything related to that. Hey, look, it's E and Brick. Oh yeah, this is my dump from Mandarake, and just you can kind of get a sense. Oh, there's us talking about that Fist of the North Star figure we were referencing earlier. It's I gotta have a Lego sort of section. Anything having to do with cartoons and animation. Oh, so some of the messages got deleted because I collapsed things, but anyway, that's the idea. It's pretty early. Shout out to Chris. Oh my God, Shiny Plastic People. I didn't mention you earlier, but shout out to Chris for helping me out with this stuff. Fantasy, because I'm a giant fantasy nerd, is filled with basically all the stuff that I love. And you get the idea. And then there's sort of a community section, to your point, but this is more like the toy collector communities. What are the other things related to the hobby? So customs, upcoming cons, or just cons people are going to, recent pickups, etc. And then there's a culture section, which is more about like beyond our toy habits. What are some other things, right? Art, video games, people sharing music stuff, people reading. That said, if you're a toy person, this is probably the main place to hang out. But if you're just looking to, hang out with folks, check it out. Here it is. I will put it in the video as well, the link in the video. Would love for you all to come hang out. So anyway, thank you for that, man. And I love hanging out there with you and all the other folks and just sharing links and just, keeping it light. This one is just light. It's all good. Not really gonna be a big stickler around like, rules or whatever. Just want people to have fun and talk, and so come hang out, totally free, do the thing. So thank you for that. Good call on that, buddy.
Definitely. Thanks for making good spaces.
Trying, and yes, and that's actually ultimately up to us, right? All the people who come and hang out. So come through. Anyway, thank you to everybody who's come through. Hey, a real quick one. What's up, Ray? Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Let's go ahead and close that. So I will not be doing a show this Sunday. Doing this show. I might do something tomorrow. We'll see. But I've also got to get ready for MOTUNIVERSE. Thank you to E for hanging out for much longer than we had initially discussed, because that's how I do.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great week. Look out for coverage of MOTUNIVERSE and of MomoCon / Wonderfest USA. Maybe from us, or maybe just from other people, because there's probably going to be some good stuff there, right?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, man. Have a good night to you. Everybody else, have a great Tuesday night. Let's play some music and get out of here. Definitely. Bye. Wonderfest USA. Dare to dream.